Hey, how are we doing? Um, it is Thursday evening. It's 9 p.m. in the UK. So I know that this is a G-rated chat. I've just seen Justin pop in and say that. 9 p.m. in the UK. Now we're in that weird time of the year when the UK's clocks have changed, but the US's clocks have not changed. And I think what that means now is that you guys are only 4 hours, well, Eastern time. You're still in EDT. You're only 4 hours behind us because we've moved to GMT. So it should be, if I'm right, it means that Justin, you're on 5 p.m. We're on 9 p.m. So I guess that means that Pacific time, it'll be 2 p.m. instead of the usual 1 p.m., etc., etc. Um, so yeah, hopefully I've given people enough notice where they'll know they'll have seen my post yesterday because I posted and barely balanced, and I think on my Instagram as well, just saying about the watch the time difference. Um, I've got the lovely Simon who says, "A up, you handsome chunk of Scottish man meat." And then we've got Justin who popped in and said, "This is a G-rated chat." Stop Simon and CKM. uh, oh, A up, Simon and CKM, not stop. uh, Simon says you're closer to us, Justin, yeah, in time. Um, so we've got Justin, we've got Simon, whoops. We've got the lovely Gerald from Taro Stash. Says happy belated birthday. Thank you very much. Yeah, it was my birthday on Tuesday, guys. So had a nice birthday. Um, let's see. Justin says I'm red light texting, listening from the car. Ah, I see. Um, and I've got this Study Hongo is here as well. Welcome. I think this might be the first time I've met you, unless I've maybe read for you in one of the reading lives that I did. But it's lovely to meet you. Hi. Simon's asking how the meal was. Yeah, so Sandy took me out for my husband took me out for my dinner on well, hi Michelle, for my dinner on Tuesday on my birthday. We went to a place called Six by Nico. I know that they have them over the UK. I'm not sure if it's something that they have in the States as well, but it's basically like a six-course tasting menu that they do. And this one was Alice in Wonderland themed. Now, I can't remember what all the courses were, but there was some beautiful, beautiful food. There was a pork belly one, there was cod. Um, yeah, there was just loads of really nice, really nice stuff. And it's like wee, it's tasting, isn't it? So it's like wee small dishes. So you're not like eating six full dishes of food. Um, but it was just enough like to I was full after it, put it that way. Um, so yeah, the meal was amazing. Thoroughly enjoyed it. We actually that was in the evening. That was Tuesday evening. On Tuesday morning, we went to a place called Wallacewell Farm, which is a um it's just like a wee eatery just round the corner from us. We went there for breakfast, so we had a proper day of treating ourselves, which was really nice. Um, Gerald says Jeffrey is bringing Chinese home for my birthday dinner. Oh, happy birthday, Gerald! That's right, you're Scorpio as well. Oh, that's exciting. What are you getting from the Chinese restaurant? Justin's just parked. Yeah, that rare time of year, Simon. Only 4 hours difference in time. I think it's only for a week this time round. I thought it was normally always 2 weeks, but I think you guys' clocks go back on like Sunday, early hours of Sunday morning, don't they? Um, oh, thank you. Yeah, I really did enjoy it. So I thought that I messaged Simon before this and said, by the way, I'm totally plagiarising you here, because I'm going to copy Simon, but for good reason. I've got a deck that I want to edge. And I thought, "Do you know what? I'm going to do it live." So I thought we could edge the deck in the first bit of the live, and then I'll do readings with it in the second bit. So the deck has anyone seen this, by the way? Because I think it looks absolutely lovely. The anime tarot deck and guidebook. Now, there's a couple of decks on Amazon just now called the Anime Tarot Deck and Guidebook. Okay, so if you're seeing me with the cards and you like it, make sure that you're getting this one and not the other one because they're different. The other one's a pip deck, but this one is like a Rider-Waite-Smith style. So yeah, I'm going to edge this. I've got my black sharpies, my brand new black sharpies at the ready. So yeah, let's see. Gerald, for his birthday dinner, is getting wonton soup and sesame beef. Very, very nice. I hope that you enjoy it. Yeah, you fall back on Sunday. Yeah, so it's only a week where we're only 4 hours apart, but I could have swore that it's normally 2 weeks. Uh, Simon says edge away. Sandra's here. Hi, Sandra, and love the new channel name, Sandra. I knew that it was you right away, and I thought that it was because that was your previous channel name, but it turns out we've discovered it's not. Well, you've not discovered anything, you knew full well, but I've discovered because you told me that it's not. It's your Instagram name. Is that right? And that's how I know you. That's why I've associated that name to you already. Um, This deck looks nice. Yeah, it does. So I'll do about Simon. I'm like I say, totally plagiarising Simon. I'm going to copy him all the way. So I'll show you all the cards as I'm doing that. I'm turning on that light because you can see the cards easier, even though I now look pale as a ghost, i.e., I look like a normal Scottish guy. Right, let's open these up. Get ourselves a wee pen. So black chisel tip, uh, Sharpie permanent marker, good old faithful. So just to kind of talk a bit about the deck, nice hard two-part box. The book, pretty decent book, quite a decent size. You're getting full color pictures of all the cards. So for the majors, you're getting a full page of the card, and you're getting like a page of information there, if you can see that. And for the minors, we're also getting a color image of the card, but we're just getting like half a page of information. And then there's the usual information. I do want to read out about the author and the illustrator. Let me zoom in so you can read along with me if you so desire. Okay, so about the author. So Michaela Ann is a full-time witch and educator based out of New Orleans. She teaches occult history and education with an emphasis on mysticism and Kabbalah, and she also provides in-depth tarot knowledge through her Patreon and in classes that she hosts at shops in both New Orleans and Salem, Massachusetts. When she isn't crafting spells or burying her nose deep in a history book, she enjoys watching anime and playing video games with her cat Storm. Instagram is at SaturnVox. Can you see that? At SaturnVox. So if everyone wants to go and give the author a follow on Instagram, and then the illustrator, Mercenary of Juna, is the pen name of an obscure artist quietly living and drawing in a hidden corner of Japan. In addition to illustrating the anime tarot deck and guidebook, he has also provided cover images for Vocaloid compilation CDs, illustrations for shoujo games, I want to pronounce that, and promotional manga for television. He's currently working on a picture book of his original artwork, which can be seen at outcat out outcasset03.com. www.artstation.com. So let me just again hold that up so you can see it for yourself. So it looks like Outcast, but there's a U in there. So outcast03.artstation.com. Alrighty. That's the book, and the creators and the cards are nice matte cards. Lovely matte, kind of like the Queer Tarot is maybe what I would compare it to. Let me show you a size comparison. Let's get all this stuff out the way before. So you can kind of see that's demonstrated quite well actually. Bit taller and a bit broader than your usual tarot size. But I would imagine if you were to trim it, it would be, well, yeah, because look, there's big titles. But I don't plan on trimming it. I'm quite happy that it's got the black borders all the way around and it's the same on the back because it means that, you know, it's going to take nicely with the black pen. Okay, is there anything that I've not told you about? I've not done the shuffle or anything, but we can do that after we've edged it. So this is where I just need to hope to goodness that I'm as fast as Simon at edging a deck. Because ideally I want to get this done within the hour, just over the hour. I don't want to be going too far past that, otherwise we're not going to have much time left for readings. Let me catch up with the chat. Let's see. Not seen this deck, says Gerald. Sandra had said the deck looks nice. Justin had no idea that Sandra had changed her name. Yep, it's your Instagram name. Decided whilst in Avalon itself. Ah, I see. So did you assist with the whole name changing thing, Simon? Deanne's here. Hey, Deanne, how you doing? I want to learn gold leaf. Learn to gold leaf, says Justin. Do you know, you sent me a video of that ages ago, and I was like, it's only going to be a matter of time before he wants to learn to do that. Um, Gerald says, adding some fortunes to a bibliomancy tool that I'm creating whilst watching. Why do like? Has anyone else got any kind of artistic projects on the go whilst they're watching this? Because that'd be quite cool to do a big group art project. By the way, I'm keeping my Halloween background because you know it was only good for one day. I put it on for the Halloween live that I did when I was doing readings, but I'm keeping it on just now. I'll get rid of it after this week. Let's see. There's lots of hellos. Davey's here. Hi, Davey. How you doing? Um, Oh, Deanne's very kindly putting Instagrams in the chat for me. That's brilliant. Thanks, Deanne. I always forget to change the chat from top chat to live chat. I sometimes do as well. So I've got the YouTube chat on my other screen, and I've got the StreamYard chat here as well. So that's how sometimes when people remove their comments, and when comments are removed, I still see them because they don't get removed from the StreamYard chat. So if you're ever wondering why once you've removed a comment, I'm still seeing it and highlighting it, that's why. Orla's here. Hey Orla, how you doing? Let's see. Davey's updating his bullet journal. Very nice. Yeah, but you helped with doing the new intro, says Sandra. Oh yeah, you've got new intro and a new intro. That's right. I need to watch that. Because I've seen a video pop up about that, but I've got YouTube's to catch up on. Simon's posted a new pen video, a new Lamy pen video that I might watch. And you posted a new deck walkthrough as well. Naomi's here. Hey Naomi, how you doing? Let's see. Orla is doing a creative online Tesco shop, if that counts. I like a wee online Tesco shop, but my Friday mornings are all about. That's when I do my food shop. Me and my niece go to the shops. We get the food in, and then we go to Costa and we have a wee coffee. So I'm trying to do this in a way where you can see me doing it, and you're not just seeing absolutely nothing. But you can see it's following the same method as everyone else, I'm guessing. I'm just going to pop these here. Uh, I think Simon was saying the sharp. I don't think I've ever used a Sharpie before, but Simon was saying they dry really, really fast. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to use the deck pretty much right away after it's done. Let's see. Michelle, I have only one tarot deck, but planning to design some message cards with small pictures for when I read for friends. Can't read for myself at all. Oh, that's really sweet that you're thinking about that you're wanting to, design your own deck. Um, I've got an idea in my head for like a tarot deck that I would love to design, and it's something that I've never seen before. I'm surprised I've not seen it. I've seen things like it. I've never seen this actual thing. Um, but I'm not that good at drawing, so I'd need to find an artist who can do it for me. But yeah, no, that's really sweet. I think that's cool that you're doing that. Um, I I got some really nice tarot related birthday presents this year, by the way. Um, I'm not going to show them all in this live because I want to make a video where I do like a birthday haul. I kind of do that. It's become a bit of a tradition for me to do that. So I'm looking forward to filming that. But yeah, I've been really lucky this year. So I have, I think I got something like 8 decks, 10 if I'm counting this one and the Sufi Tarot this year, which I bought these both for myself. But yeah, I'll try and get a birthday haul video filmed and get that uploaded at some point soon. So has anyone else got a birthday around about now? Like any other Scorpios in the chat? Uh, Simon says just uploading, nothing unusual. What are you uploading, Simon? Is that a video for your channel? I take it. Um, Nancy at Paperman Tarot's here. Hi Nancy, how are you doing? If I'm missing anyone, by the way, I'm sorry. You know what I'm like. I'm kind of I'm not very good at multitasking, so I'm trying to kind of be sociable, but at the same time, um, not take 5 years to edge this tech. Uh, let's see. David uses Sharpies to make homemade Lenormand decks. You can use them on playing cards. Oh, that's pretty cool. Um, I quite fancy. I'd started to sand a playing card deck. Just to kind of It doesn't completely take the playing card off, which is fine. That's what I want. Um, but it just kind of wears it away, and then I was going to draw on top. Because when you sand off that coating, it will take your drawing a lot nicer. Um, Normally when I do this, when I edge decks, well, I've not quite got it yet, but usually I end up with loads of pen line marks on my hand because of the way that I'm holding the cards. Oh, here I'm not. I'm supposed to be showing you them as I'm doing them, and I've not been doing that. Right, let's let's rewind. So there's the full. Sorry, guys. So that's the full card. We've got the magician cards. Love the purple hair. The as above, so below. Our high priestess card. Was and Yukine behind her there. Our Empress card. So for those of us that don't like pregnant empresses, I don't mind the pregnant empress, but if you're not really keen, if you prefer your empress to be more of a ruler than a mother, then this is a decent deck. Um, our Emperor. handsome chap. Our Hierophant. Our Lovers. Chariot. Quite an unusual chariot, isn't it? It's like a tank. Strength. And I'm on to the Hermit. Um, let's see. 8 is a good haul, says Davy, yeah. You got the Sufi too. Yeah, I saw it on your channel, Simon, and I decided I liked it, so I bought it. And it's a really decent price. Um, eh, I saw Simon there, I think so. Love the Hermit, yeah, it's nice, isn't it? Wish they would design more decks so you could trim them without losing bits of the titles and numbers. Yeah, I know what you mean. I do know what you mean. So if we were to trim this, then we'd be taking part of that circle with the number in it off, and you'd be cutting off the title as well. Unless you just cut right down here, and then edged it like that. So that's the Hermit. A Wheel of Fortune. Justice. Love that sword in the Justice card. I think that's really cool. Uh, Michelle says my birthday isn't until mid-December, but I really want a set of wooden runes this year, and a book on them. I do love using multiple tools for reading. That's pretty cool. Have you ever thought about getting rune cards? I know like there's a couple of really good rune oracle decks. If that kind of thing takes your fancy. It's the Hanged Man. Um, Davy says, um, oh, to Nancy, I've trimmed a couple of decks and not convinced that I've got the skills for it. Yeah, lots of people don't really fancy trimming decks. Like deck mods are something that I do like to do. I try and do it sparingly though. Like I don't edge every single deck, or I wouldn't even say that I edge most decks. Only when I really want to. And when I saw this one, before I even bought it, when I saw it, I thought that'll be a really nice deck to edge. Our death card, very handsome man there with his beautiful red scythe. Thank you, Naomi. Um, I might get this deck for that Hermit alone, says Simon. You should, the Hermit's beautiful. That's a really nice Hermit card. Um, Gerald says, I want to design a tarot deck that is created to allow you to trim it down with multiple options. That's quite cool. Um, Deanne says, Gerald, have you been in touch with the artist? Maybe a rune deck first. Yeah, so I would recommend Kristen's deck, the Star Rune Oracle. Um, you can get that on Make Playing Cards, and Deanne, if you're still um, about and if it's handy for you to do so, if you would be able to find a wee link for Kristen's deck and post that in the chat, I would appreciate that. But I think it's the runes for everyday life that you can get on Amazon. We've got art instead of temperance, but it just looks like a normal temperance. Um, but yeah, that I'm just more of a card slinger than a stone thrower or whatever else, a charm caster. So I think just rune cards. Well, I can't really say because I don't have any rune stones. The devil. I prefer edging to trimming, says Sandra. Um, Not yet, Deanne. I'm making my yearly to-do list. I do my birthday every year. Um, there's a rune deck from the creator of the Painted Tarot that I like, says Nancy. Thank you, Deanne. Uh, Davey says I like the runes for everyday life deck. Yeah. So just to let you see what it looks like, I won't show the cards because I'll just get distracted. But this is what the box looks like. Runes for modern life. And that's a fantastic deck if you want to learn about the runes. Boop, boop, boop. Tower, really cool tower card. I like the fact that it's all chaos and the tower is getting split in two, and it's not just a you know, wee bit of thunder outside. It's having a devastating effect, which is how I like my towers. Beautiful star. How am I for time? What time are we on? We're on 9:30. So in theory, I should have half the deck done, but I suppose I did gab for about 15 minutes, didn't I? The moon, the sun, and the animals playing. Don't know how I feel about. I mean, I don't. Is that a cross? Suppose you can't see the top of it. I don't know. It's very hierophanty. The Eon instead of judgment. Again, it just looks judgmenty. Uh, let's see. Simon says, I prefer Ogham over runes. Not sure why. I guess I feel more of a connection. I've never actually read Ogham. I'm happily sitting out at the frog pond listening to the bubbler, and I can smell bonfires, magic, and it's 6 to 8 degrees Fahrenheit here right now. Oh, geez, oh. Um, Same Simon, love my Ohms, says Sandra. So Sandra and Simon right into the Ohms. Justin, I know you were doing did you do Kelly's course in Ohms recently? Or am I making that up? Is Justin still here? I know he said he'd parked up, so I don't know if that meant he had to go. And the universe. So the major titles are quite. I suppose we didn't have lust, we had strength, didn't we? Yeah, and we did have justice rather than adjustment. So I suppose it's just some of them that we've taken. Uh, we've made it more thoughty, thoughty. Right, okay. So coming out of the ones, it's more like an early fall evening than a late one. I'll take it, says Deanne. Simon says, "Oh, is it Thoth?" No, it's not Thoth at all. So you've got King, Queen, Prince, and Princess, and then you've got your minors to me are very much Rider-Waite-Smith. Um, but we'll go through them. I do love they seem to be kind of have a kind of a color coding to them, which is nice. Not specifically bonfire night, but we burn fires here all the time, says Deanne. That's one thing that I'd miss if I jumped the pond, probably the only thing. Um, Michelle says, I had a really intense experience when I was age 16, waving my hand over a set of wooden runes in a shop because I wanted some, but it freaked me out being so young, and it's been on my mind ever since. 16, waving my hands over a set of wooden runes in a shop. I'm not sure, did you actually tell us what the weird experience was there? Or was it just a feeling that you had? That's the King of Wands, sorry, I never really held him up for you to see him, did I? He's quite handsome. Handsome fella. I'm running out of space here. I wonder whether the first lot will maybe be dry, or has Simon lied to me about how quick these things dry? Let's see. Here's the test. I'll have it on my hand. Seems to be okay. Um, so there we go. That's the first kind of a 6, 7 cards from the majors. Now dry. So our Queen of Wands. Again, nice purple hair. I love it. I appreciate her purple hair. Um, Michelle says, but I do need more decks. One tarot and two oracle decks isn't enough. Well, if it works for you, then it certainly is enough. But I know what it's like when you kind of start watching Tarot Tube. Like you see all of these decks that are just beautiful. And it's kind of a difficult to just stick to the one after that, isn't it? And Prince of Wands. Look at that ferocious lion. Its teeth. I think that's really cool. The courts do look very thothy as well, don't they? But it's not Thoth. At least I don't think it is. And our Princess of Wands. Are they smaller than a standard deck? These aren't. If you're talking about these, Davey, no. These are a slight bit taller and a slight bit broader, so they're bigger, but not by much. Like nothing you would notice holding it in your hand. I only saw it because I compared them. Ace of Wands, so you've got the symbol for fire there. I really like this deck. I think I've said that a couple of times, haven't I? I'm sick of listening to it. The Two of Wands has a kind of a Dragon Ball Z kind of a look about it, doesn't it? 3. I love how it almost looks like this is a mountain, like this is always becoming part of the mountain. So it's like, with the Three of Wands, you normally have that kind of a waiting for something to happen kind of a feel about it. Well, to me, I would read this like, don't wait too long. You don't want to kind of don't let the opportunities pass kind of a thing. I know that's not a traditional interpretation of the Three of Wands, but I mean, I'm all for pulling out untraditional interpretations. I shall move the bin over. See, it works out quite nicely. Looks like there's one that I need to go over again there. My priestess that was causing the trouble. Oh, shite. Right, I'll put you to the side. Right, Four of Wands. Simon says, "Would I lie to you, Chris?" I refer you to the incident with my Lightseers tarot, which I used a metallic Winsor& and Newton on, and it is still drying years later. I'm only kidding. Heather, hi Chris, just popping in to say hello. It's lovely to see you. Oh, I need to email you back. Just realised. Sorry, Heather. I'm a bit of a dunce when it comes to that. Simon led you down the garden path, Chris. Yep. It was like a feeling of static. Right, okay, so this was the strange experience, a feeling of static coming off them. And they were just on a glass top. I tried 3 different sets and only one did this, so I freaked out. That's quite cool though. I like a wee spooky experience. I say that, I'm a total shite bag, so um 5 of Wands, 6 of Wands. Do you see what I mean? How the minors are very Rider-Waite-Smith. Um I have the Energy Oracle cards with Sandra Ann Taylor, and the tarot deck, I think, is one with the book which teaches you. I forgot the name sadly. It's quite basic but easy to understand. The one with the book that teaches you. Is that the easy tarot? The one it's one of Chiro's decks. The gilded tarot that's with that, by any chance? There's lots of to be fair, I'm just guessing at that. There's lots of decks that come with books that teach you. Um that's the that's the book that you get with the easy tarot, if that is the one. 7 of Wands. Uh, Oh, look, Deanne, me and you are just on the same wavelength. That's weird, that, isn't it? I don't even care if that is the right deck now. I'm just glad that we both thought of the same thing. Funny, funny. He's creepy AF. Who is? That is the one. Oh, we're right. Go us. That's the one. It's super simple to get to grips with, but now I have a better understanding after 2 years using it. That's, do you know, see that deck? That's another one that would take well to being edged in black, because I'm sure that the borders are all black on the front and the back of it. Just, just floating the idea out there. Get yourself a black Sharpie and join the party. Um, when I get back into tarot, that kit was one of my first three decks. I bought all three in the same day. Um, I'd like the tattoo tarot as well. I love my tattoos. Which tattoo tarot do you mean? I think there's a few. Do you mean the Mega Munden one or whatever it is? That's just beware. That's not fully illustrated. Like it's more of a Pip style deck. It's kind of a Marseille inspired, but it's not a Tarot de Marseille. It's beautiful. And if TDM works for you, then I absolutely say, you know, or if pip decks work for you, then I would say go for it. But just beware, you're not going to have like all of like the minors aren't going to be illustrated. Sorry, did I show you that? Have I been showing you them? Oh, anyway, you've probably seen them. You can see what's there. Uh, Ten of Wands. So that's us done with the wands. So I think three more cards and then we'll be halfway through. Um, well, now you have the super duper indie version. Yeah, that's true of the light seers. Yeah, very true, very true. So yeah, I'm just teasing. Too funny. We are on that tarot trivia tonight. Jonathan's here. Hi, Jonathan. How you doing? Everyone in chat. The Three of Wands was creepy as fuck. Let's see. Oh yeah, right. Okay, the one kid I said, look, we're turning into a mountain. Yeah, I suppose it's actually. Yeah, that's quite creepy looking, isn't it? Okay, King of Cups. The kings are really young in this, aren't they? I suppose everyone's really young. Well, no, not the Hermit. Um, and that, creepy there. He's not exactly young, is he? Queen of Cups. She doesn't look very happy. Mind you, neither does the Rider-Waite-Smith Queen of Cups, but hashtag rest in bitch face, but let's not go there. I'll upset people. Oh, I've just realised. So the courts have got star signs on them. So we've got the Pisces fish on the King of Cups. We've got Cancer crab on the Queen. Um, the Prince has Scorpio on his shield. That's quite cool. I like that. And then the princess has the symbol for water behind her. Because she's not aligned to any particular zodiac. She's kind of just the element itself embodied in the earth. Beautiful Ace of Cups. A Halloween Tarot needs a black bordered edition, and it can then be edged in orange. What deck is this? This is the anime tarot deck and guidebook, Jonathan, but look at what one it is because there's two anime tarot decks on Amazon, and if you like this, then you want to make sure you're getting the right one. So this is the one that's by Titan Books, and I read out about the creators earlier on, if you want to look back at that. Two of Cups. It's quite sweet, isn't it? Queen of Cups is tired. Yeah. Uh, right, Jan, she supports everyone's emotions, but who supports hers? Robbie's here. Hi, Robbie. Whilst Robbie's here, I'll give him a wee shout out because Robbie got me some really nice birthday presents. But he got me this, the Hocus Pocus Tarot. So I was saying I'm not going to go through and show all the cards. I'm going to do like I'll probably do a walkthrough of it, but I'm going to do like a birthday haul type video where I'll show all of the decks that I got for my birthday. But um, I thought I would just show you that since Robbie popped in. There's Three of Cups. He looks a wee bit manic, doesn't he? He's um he's done things. Strange. Um, no worries, Jonathan. Uh, yeah, I think people are just saying hi. What's everyone drinking, by the way? I have got myself a lovely wee decaf coffee, and I love the decaf. Both the decaf coffee and the decaf tea are really nice out of Marks and Spencer. So that's what I'm drinking. Four of Cups. Really fiery for a Cups card, isn't it? So there was me saying that they appear to be color coded, but obviously this deviates from that because that's a very red background um, and not blue like the rest of the cups. So there you go. I stand corrected, or I sit corrected to be more accurate. But it's a very fiery card for a cups card. Jonathan's always a fan of water. Naomi's got a cup of tea. Sandra says, can't wait to see your birthday haul. I've got Robin from Toadstool Tarots here. Hi, Robin. Feels like I've not seen you in a while. Hope you're doing okay. Robbie wishes he had vodka, but sadly it's just Sprite. See, do you know that's one thing that I don't like is vodka and lemonade. I don't mind it if it's got lime or blackcurrant or something else in it to flavour it, but vodka and lemonade on its own, and vodka and iron brew on its own, it's just not nice. Five of Cups. Does anyone else kind of agree, disagree with that? Because I know vodka lemonade's quite a popular drink. I think I'm just weird. I think it just makes the lemonade taste vile. They don't meld well together at all, in my opinion. Um, so we were looking at the quartz on the zodiac on the quartz. So we've got Sag on the King of Wands, the Queen of Wands. Is that Leo? No, it won't be. No, Leo will be the tiger, the lion, sure. So what are we left with? Aries. Oh yeah, of course that is. You can see the horns now. So Aries for the queen, and then the princess is the element fire. I'm interested to see. So I usually like to have a look at see what the book says about, what kind of information you get in the book. I'm just going to put that high priestess back in because she'll have dried now. See, running it quite nicely. So I might look at the Three of Wands for that. Six of Cups. Just finished a Winter Wonderland latte with white chocolate and cinnamon. Way too late for a full calf, but oh well. With sugar, or are you sweet enough? Oh no, not sure. I've got sweetener in it, Davy. Um, I don't take sugar in tea or sweetener in tea. Um, but I do need it in coffee. Coffee's a bit too bitter for my liking without sugar. I know Robbie's the same. When I make Robbie a coffee, he asks for, and I quote, all the sugars. Orla says, I can't believe how quick you're edging those cards. I'd still be on the majors. I don't feel as though I'm going that quick. I think because I'm talking in between. See, the corner's the most kind of a tricky bit. Is once you get round the corner, you can just zoom, and it's quite quick. Eight of Cups. Oh, that's quite cool. So it looks that kind of looks like a mountain demon type thing, if that's even a thing. You know how like mountains are great tasks in life, or that's what they symbolize. And obviously the Eight of Cups is like a great journey. So I'm just finding that could be why that's illustrated like that. Nine of Cups, the John Travolta card. It's quite a happy looking card. I love the sky, the cloudy sky in the background. See that? No, you can't because my big fat thumb's in the way. How are we doing for time? 53. Oh gosh, and I've still got a good half no, not quite half, but a good chunk of the deck to do. Ten of Cups. Nice traditional Ten of Cups. I think as long as I've started doing readings at 10:30, I'll be happy. As long as I can get a good half hour of readings in. I say all that, right? King of Swords. I say that, but I might not even have half an hour's worth of questions. It's kind of a hit and miss these days, I think. Um, Robin's got coffee and cinnamon toast. Ange is here. Hi, Ange. How you doing? As well as Laurie. Hey, Laurie. How you doing? People are saying hi. Davey's a fan of vodka and Sprite. Robin says, in my drinking days, I did Greyhounds vodka and grapefruit juice. So is that Gemini, do you think? So what are the air signs? Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra. Yeah, that'll be Gemini. My husband's Gemini, as is Robbie. You're Gemini as well, aren't you? Queen's Libra, Queen of Swords. Oh, look, she's hold this is very thoughty, or at least the courts and the majors are. Look, she's holding that severed head in her hand, from the Thoth. Maybe I stand corrected, so maybe this is like a Thoth inspired in terms of the majors and the, or, well, just Thoth inspired in general, but the pips are fully illustrated. Would that be a fair way to describe this deck? Um, yeah, the Water Bearer Aquarius is on the Charioteers, not Charioteers, the Knights or the Prince's wee car thing. Chariot? I don't know, whatever it's called. Oh, I'm running out of space again. Gonna have to make some space. Have a look at the Princess of Swords whilst I'm making space. Let me catch up in the chat as well. So, not a fan of vodka. I prefer rum or tequila, says Jonathan. Um, Debbie says rum. Jonathan, a good rum and ginger. Oh, dark and stormy sounds good, says Diane. Debbie says, read my mind. Give me a good lava flow, says Jonathan. I thought I remembered you liking that, Debbie. I think we've met in this chat before. Rum and ginger, oh, ginger ale or beer, says Debbie. I lived in Bermuda, home of the dark and stormy, says Debbie. That's cool. Um, oh, hi, Jen. How are you doing? It's lovely to see you. Jen of many names. Yep, I'm a delightful Gemini, says Robbie. You are that. I've just discovered oat milk and now I'm obsessing on it, using it wherever I can, coffee, tea, cereal. Do you use the barista oat milk, Robin, or do you just use general oat milk? Because I've found, what's that? Is that candle wax? I've found that just the general stuff is vile when I put it in coffee. I don't enjoy it at all. Um, Again, maybe just me. Well, I've not showed you the backs of these, have I? So that's the backs. They've got quite a nice design. So you've seen the princess that was sitting there for a while. She's got a cool sword. I like the swords in this. Ace of swords. That looks like a wee ghost. A wee unicorn ghost because it's got a wee horn. Uh, Jonan says my husband is Gemini but acts more like a Virgo. More like a Virgo than I do. Virgo here unless you're using real sky or Vedic. It's not Vedic astrology. My hubby and daughter are both Gemini. Life is never dull. Yeah, I seem to have a tendency to surround myself with Geminis. Honey Jack Daniels and hot chocolate is nice. Oh, do you know Bailey's? A wee tiny bit of Bailey's in hot chocolate makes all the difference. Beautiful, so it is. Oh, I've just realised I've got a bottle of that Hotel Chocolat white chocolate liqueur downstairs. Now, why not mix that with coffee? Just saying. Two of Swords. This is where I think it's more Smith-Waite because this is like your traditional Smith-Waite kind of a indecision type, whereas the key word for the Two of Swords and the Thoth is peace. That doesn't look very peaceful to me. See, there's certain cards, certain minor cards where we can see whether they really are taking it from the Thoth or the Smithwaite. Oh, throwing cards. Three of Swords, Heartache. Four of Swords. I don't know which is the best brand. I'm using Oatly, and I think this is a vegan version with no fat. So I know that what's the main brand that this is? Alpro that do like coconut milk and soya milk and stuff. Um, they they do like a general oat milk, and then they do like a barista oat milk. And my little sister, who does work as a barista, told me that the reason that it was tasting foul is because I was using the normal stuff. I've not tried the barista stuff to actually test that theory, but that's what she said anyway. Five of Swords is Oatly oat drink barista edition. I'm not a fan of oat milk, says Jonathan. I prefer cashew milk and mac nut milk. Michelle says the swords in this deck are ace, very much anime, and that very much anime, and that they are as wide as the person holding them. Yeah. Defo Chris Bailey's yum. Yeah. Boris one says Simon. Yeah, I know. Um, all us sanitarians are hermits, says Davy. Uh, I will get Bailey's for Christmas, says Sandra. Very nice. I don't know what you mean by barista edition. Um, well, Google Alpro Google Alpro coconut milk, and then Google Alpro coconut milk barista, and you'll see what I mean, Robin. It's basically both coconut milk, both made by the same company, but one of them is barista edition or barista style or whatever it is. Six of Swords. So again, the Six of Swords and Thoth is science, whereas this looks more like that kind of a psychological harmony, that journey to that calmer headspace to me. Seven of Swords. How am I doing for time? 3 minutes past 10. I think we'll be all right. I think I'll be able to finish them and have enough time to let them dry, let the last ones dry, uh, before 10:30 hits. The Eight of Swords. We use Baileys instead of milk in coffee at this time of year, says Orla. Quite right. Not in the morning, though. Oh, I need to make more space. Um, I'm happy and amazed that we're having a conversation about different nut milks, considering not that long ago people would laugh at me for not drinking cow milk. I don't care. People can drink whatever they want. Doesn't make a difference to me. Um, oh, apparently I've not done the Queen of Cups. A whole side of her. No, I've just not done this one at all. God's sake. So you need to keep your eye on me and keep me on track and make sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. You can stay there just now and dry. Uh, right, and you're there. Nine of Swords. Odd to have him sitting in a kind of a throne-like seat. So normally associate that with a kind of a nightmare card, don't we? He still does look quite upset though, quite disturbed. So maybe it ticks the box. Are there any cards where people are like, just don't mess with that? You know, like for the minors, you know, the images, like some of us just like the way that the traditional image is depicted. Has anyone got a particular card where you're like, you know, if you change that too much, you've ruined it for me, you know? Like, I'm trying to think if I've got any like that. I think I'm quite flexible as long as I can derive some sort of meaning from it. Oh, sorry, did I show you the 10? That's the 10 of swords. Quite sinister with someone standing over them, isn't it? Um, which deck is this, folks? This is the anime tarot deck and guidebook, and it's the Titan Books one. So if you're wanting to get it, Robin, make sure that you're checking and getting the, you know, check the cover. Because there's a couple of anime tarot decks, and the other one is very different. It's like Pip and not the same as this one. King of Discs. So on to the last suit. What sign are you, my friend? Taurus. No, wait. No, this is what no, the knight is Taurus. So the fixed signs are the knights. Um, the queen was Cancer, so that's the cardinal. So Capricorn is, so that means that Virgo should be the king. Uh, King of Swords we said was Gemini, yeah, mutable. So that would be Virgo, but I don't. What is the traditional sign for Virgo? It's like a bull or something. I'm not sure. Oh, I started that and then yeah, I got that bit. So I'm getting too gallus. I'm just stopping halfway through edging cards. The Queen. So the Queen will be Capricorn, I think. Sure, Capricorn's the cardinal Earth. I know that Taurus is the fixed Earth because my Sun, Moon, Ascendant is Scorpio, Leo, Taurus, and all of so I know that they're all fixed signs. I know that all of my three signs are fixed. So that's how I know they're the fixed ones. So I just need to remember that Aquarius is the fixed air, and I remember that because my mum is Aquarius. That's her sun sign. So that's your Prince of Discs. Uh, oh, Sagittarius. Right, okay. I was wondering what you were meaning by that, but yeah, Sagittarians. So your birthday will be coming up next then, Davey, won't it? Depending on how the morning is going, 11 a.m. is sometimes perfectly acceptable. Agreed. Um, yeah, I was on Sunday. I was at a. I think I was talking about this when I was live the other day. but I was at it was called a boozical brunch, and I was basically went to see Rocky Horror in the pictures, and you get a glass of prosecco. This was at 11 a.m. You get a glass of prosecco going into it, and then after the film, we went upstairs to the kind of a pub place that's upstairs, and there was like live entertainment, and you get some cocktails and um, a meal. You get two cocktails and like just a one course, a kind of a brunch, like a fried breakfast. So Ace of Earth or Ace of Discs, sorry. So we're calling them discs, like in the thought. Two of discs. So they kind of color code them, but just it diverges away from the kind of a color code at certain cards because the swords were kind of purpley, cups were kind of a bluey, the wands were fiery red, and then we've got green for the earth cards. Um, hopefully for the last time, I'm going to make space. This has been quite good, quite a good wee activity to do during the live. Because normally edging a deck can be quite boring, so it's nice to have something to do whilst I'm someone to talk to whilst I'm doing it, keep me company. Right, where was I? What was I in the chat? I've really struggled trying to switch from oat milk. Sorry, trying to switch from milk still on semi-skimmed. Yeah, I drink cow milk as well, Naomi. The Anime Tarot Deck and Guidebook, ISB. Oh, thanks, Davey. Fact. Let me unwatch you. And you can bear with. I need to get the three dots all the way over there. Add moderator. There we go. Three of discs. Did I show you that? It's quite an odd looking chap. Very Gaston. Uh, Oatly barista froth's lovely with a stream frother. I had an oat milk cocoa tonight and it was lush, says Michelle. Um, Mine is a grey carton, not the one in blue. I think the blue one is thicker. Neither one is marked barista. Okay, all this talk of coffee, says Simon. You drink decaf coffee anyway, don't you, Simon? So I suppose you could treat yourself to a wee coffee. Um, Poor Queen of Cups. No wonder she's fed up. I know, true. Um, can you get Greek yogurt from cashew milk? Asked Laurie. I think this might be some sort of a skim milk version. Ah, okay. Low fat version. So I think this was the point where I'd asked, are there any cards in the deck where if people change how they look, it kind of ruins the or deviate too much from the tradition. So that's interesting. Um, okay, right, you've clarified afterwards. So the lovers, says Davy, and you prefer it to be so Cupid and the choice is essential. So you prefer your older kind of a Marseille style lovers rather than your depicting kind of a love and harmony type lovers. Um, the way that I reconcile that, if I want to if I want to see it as choice, obviously kind of you've got the Garden of Eden imagery and the Smith Way, which is, we can see how that's about choice. But in terms of just general, why, the idea of love might be about choice, to me, you've probably heard me talking about this before. Seven of Discs, uh, in the Fool's journey, the lovers is so the Fool, obviously, the first majors are the Magician, the High Priestess. You've got the Empress, which is like the mother, the emperor, which is like the father. So you've got the mother and the father, the learning the rules of life and learning to respect authority and all that. And then that continues with the hierophant. And the hierophant is like the teacher, it's like your community, it's kind of a learning what's expected of you, what your responsibilities are. You're basically just learning how to be an adult type thing, or the fool is. The lovers is where is the first time where we see the fool kind of um it's where we see that falter. It's where we first see him kind of thinking, right, okay, well, now I know what my responsibilities are, but now I actually want to follow my heart. Um, and the fool's got to kind of decide for himself whether he's going to follow his heart, whether he's going to go for he's attracted. It's like kind of a reaching those teen years where you start being attracted to, if and whoever you're attracted to. Nine of discs. So all of a sudden you've got the lovers card, and they're kind of they need to choose between the kind of a responsibility between the authority, the parents, and what's expected of them, and what they desire, what their heart desires, what they want. So I can still see it about choice in that way, and I think I've got that from 78 Degrees of Wisdom, or something like it. 10 of Discs, and that's our final card, folks. So what time am I on? Oh, 17 minutes past. Plenty of time. So that's actually only taken about an hour and a bit to do. That's not too bad. I'm happy with that. Right, let's pop our Queen of Cups into the deck. Princess. Oh yeah, they went in reverse, the courts, didn't they? Prince. I don't know why I'm making the point. I'm going to shuffle them anyway, but I don't know. So you can see wee bits where that wee bit there. You see where I've missed. I think that's on Set the Magician. So I'll just touch that up. I suppose that's the nice thing about edging your card yourself is if they do kind of a chip, or if they do get like there's bits that need kind of a just touched up, you know that you've got the pen there to do it, And I'm quite happy with how that's turned out. It's all quite uniform. It's quite quite nicely done. Looks good. And blends in nice with the backs and the fronts. I think I have kind of append some of the cards a bit though, which, or maybe it's not. But yeah, I'm pleased with that. It's looking good. I'll shove the banner on just now. If anyone's got a question for the cards, then pop it in the chat and I'll get to it soon. Um, let's see. I have gotten a coconut and cashew milk Greek yogurt from Forager in the past, says Jonathan. I haven't gotten a new deck in about a month. I'm just not seeing any walkthroughs that draw me to them, says Robin. Fair enough. I go through dry spells when it comes to buying decks as well. I think sometimes you're in the mood to buy decks and sometimes you're not, aren't you? Uh, See, Michelle, going to have to jump, guys, but thank you for the chat and the lovely intro to this deck. It's one to put onto my wish list. Well, I'm glad that you enjoyed it. Thanks very much for joining us, Michelle, and take care. Enjoy the rest of the evening. It's good for my budget, but I'm starting to feel a bit deprived, says Robin. But I also need to cull some decks. What about some of these swapping groups, Robin? Um, That's good to know. I used to make yogurt with milk, but non-dairy yogurt always turned out runny. Um, Birthdays in the first deacon of Sagittarius. November is too close to Christmas for a birthday. So first deacon of Sagittarius, so that's going to be around about the 20th, 20 something of November then, yeah? Let's see, 23rd of November to the 2nd of December. So you're aligned to the Eight of Wands in my timing regime. That's why I'm picky about the yogurt that I eat, says Jonathan, since I have to avoid dairy. When you edge cards, do you have to keep them separate or on paper towels to keep them the edge and sticking? It depends on what you're using, Robin. I'm using a black Sharpie, a black permanent marker Sharpie. Um, I mean, there's wee bits where I've scuffed the table a bit. So if you're being uber cautious, then I would. If you were using certain types of pen and ink that you can use for edging cards, I definitely would, use paper towel. Um, I've just been, I don't know if you can see, you can kind of see in this corner here, just past me on the desk here. You can see I'm kind of laying them out side by side, and just kind of giving them a moment to dry. But Sharpies do dry quite quickly, and I can now confirm it. Simon was not lying to me. They do dry quickly. Uh, your Winsor and Newton metallic pens, however, I'm still waiting for one that I edged about 2 years ago to dry properly. So it really just depends. May have to try again. I'm sure the quality has improved since my last attempt was several years ago, says Laurie. Oh, that's making yogurt. I'm going to watch Rocky Horror at the Grand Theatre, Blackpool in February. Never been to a live show. Oh my God, Naomi, it's so good. It, if you think the film was good, I would say the film's all right, but seeing it live is just a completely different experience. It is amazing. You're going to love it. You're going to love every single bit of it. Just the songs and I mean, it's so good. I'm excited for you. I think we're going to see it when it next comes here. Um, but yeah, I am pretty sure we are. I think Chris is risking it and not drying them off. Blame Simon for this, but see, I don't normally dry them off with a paper towel or anything. Maybe that's why I'm still waiting on one to dry from years ago. Um, I normally just kind of sit them out, and I will use paper towel sometimes. The live shows are great, Naomi. Yeah, agreed. Our son's birthday is 2 days after Christmas. We've been good about keeping it separate, but it's hard when we have to get two sets of gifts to keep the divide between the celebrations. Yeah, I understand that. Uh, Looking forward to dressing up. Oh, who are you dressing as, Naomi? Doo-doo-doo. That's a challenge. Well done for trying to keep it separate. Yeah, with the 2 days separation. I'm so bummed that I missed the live Rocky Horror that was happening here. I've heard it's awesome. Have you seen it before, Jonathan? I don't dress up anymore, Naomi. I couldn't handle the fact that I went from being Frank to Eddie. um, I see your message. That's the one that I'm using. Don't you wish we could post little snaps in StreamYard/YouTube? Oh, we pictures and all that'd be handy, wouldn't it? Now you can play Dr. Scott. you're back to Frank. You've done it before. The narrator, says Jonathan. Sounds like piss off. The Sandman calls. I hope you don't end up with ink on your hands, but I agree, Orla, they look great. Night, everyone. Let's see, those look good with black edges, says John. Yeah, they do, don't they? I kind of saw them and knew I wanted to edge them black. So that was kind of I'd got them knowing I was going to do that. Um, I've got a heavy question for the tarot ready. Why does fear exist? I'm going to start it and I'll come back to it if that's okay, Robin. Let's see. Jen says to keep us safe. It's been the same for me. I haven't been drawn to any new decks for a while. Oh yeah, about new decks. I have a question after watching your Lamy video. Is there something you can do if the ink in the pen dries up because it's not been used in a while? It will need flushing. Yeah, yeah. I had to do that with. In fact, I do need to do that with this fountain pen actually. So I think it's just needing, needing cleaned out. So I think you just get like a cup of water, and then I've got like a converter in this. So I'll just kind of a converter the water up in and then empty it and keep doing it until it runs kind of a clearish. Um, I would imagine if you're using a cartridge in your pen, then you would need to get a converter or some sort of flusher. You can get a flusher that just looks like a wee bulb, like a wee kind of a turkey baster bulb. And you attach it on and force the water through it, and it kind of cleans it out. I already have it and love it, but want an unaltered version on better stock. I don't want the colours changed. What was that? I'm not sure. You can use an ear squeeze. What's an ear squeeze? What is an ear squeeze? That sounds sinister. That means nothing to me. I'm going to have to Google. Use an ear squeeze for what? For edging? No, for for flushing out your fountain pens. Yeah, I'm glad I'm not the only one that doesn't know. Fill it with water, then fit the nib over the feed and flush. I'll send you a pic. You should do a video of you cleaning out one of your fountain pens, Simon. Although I imagine that yours are always like clean as a whistle and never need to be flushed out. Um, don't know yet, but I like magenta. Oh, for who you're dressing up as, cool. That'll be good. Yeah, magenta's cool. Right, that is the entire deck all dry, I'm thinking. So that's us, all done, all black edges, looking good. Wee teeny bits that maybe need touched up, but that's alright. There's actually a big line there that needs done again. It's our 4 of discs acting up. Dry resecond. How are we for time? Oh, 29. No, it's a brand new version, Robin, says Simon. Some squeeze things from my son's hearing aids, so perhaps they will work, says him. IA says hello from Bogota, Colombia. Hi and welcome. I think there are enough moderators laughing my ass off. Yeah, yeah, you're probably right. I can see all the blue, but hey, better to have too much than not enough. But welcome, nice to see you. Uh, Sent the ear squeeze, right, cool. I'll have a look. I can probably see it on my phone here actually. Rubber suction ear syringe. See I'd be concerned about doing that with my ears. I don't know, I'm funny about things in my ears. I need to this ear feels blocked actually. I've been using eardrops and I think I'm gonna have to go to the doctor and get it seen to. Other than gilt edges, I wonder when publishers are going to take the hint that folks don't want raw edges. How would you all feel if they were routinely published with black edges? I actually don't mind. As like a general rule of thumb, I don't mind them. There's some decks that I do like edged, but there's some decks that I really like just without edging or gilding or any kind of, I think there's some decks that really suit it. Um, so yeah, I don't edge decks very often, I have to say. Only once in a while. Pretty much the same thing as the pic that you sent. I know that they're used for hearing aids, and baby noses. Oh yeah, ooh. But I never knew they were for earwax. I've got the black edges on my Slavic Legends tarot. Personally, I wouldn't want black edges on every deck, says Sandra. Um, I don't think I would shove one in my ear, to be honest. Be nice if all decks offered an option for cardstock and edging colours and styles and box types. Yeah, you need a hoppy candle, Chris. A hoppy candle? Is that for your ear? Oh, I don't know. I actually like being able to edge my own decks for the choice of a solid colour or using a coloured a colour coded edging system. Oh yeah, fair enough. Or leaving them raw. See, do you know, I've never done the whole different coloured edges thing. I've never done the whole colour coding thing because I think I'm concerned that I'll know. I know it's silly because like, well, it would depend on how many, colours you use, but if you did like colour coding, like say each suit a different colour, then you would know what cards were what, or at least what suit a card was from just by looking at the edges. And I'm not sure if I would want that, like, 'cause subconsciously I could then influence my reading. Do you know what I mean? That's kind of how I think of it in my head. So shuffle wise, the ruffle shuffle okay. Um, I think I'm being a bit precious about it because I've just edged them, but yeah, they shuffle okay. Overhand is quite nice. Just because they're pretty close to the normal size, so they overhand shuffle quite nicely. Um, Love hoppy ear candles. Light it and it draws out the muck. Oh, very relaxing. Okay, maybe this is something I need to try. The deck you just did was a safe bet for edging because of the black borders. Yeah, the black borders on both sides. That generally tends to be the only time when I'll edge a deck in black, Robin. Um, yeah, I don't tend to do it unless it has because black's such a prominent color. If it bleeds, then you're going to see it. Um, so I generally only tend to like to use it when I've got black edges so I know that if it does bleed, then it won't make a difference. Yeah, I just love the look of 3 to 5 edge colours shuffled together, says Jonathan. Yeah, I know what you mean. It does look quite pretty. I'm sure, like Jamie's done it on decks. I'm sure. Um, Sure she did it. Did she do it on the Witch's Wisdom? Blue and kind of a ambery, goldy colour. Right, I've got a question from Robin, but it's only the one question that I've got so far, I think. Why does fear exist? I'm interested in how the deck is going to answer this, if I'm honest. 'Cause it's a very philosophical question. Well, is it? I suppose it has a. I mean, Hen answered it for us. Hen says to keep us safe. Um, why does fear exist? Quite a heavy question to be doing for the first reading of this, I have to say. So it's that card stock that's quite hard to fan out. So if you like to fan your decks out and select your cards at random, then maybe need to use it. Because I'm using it on a wooden table though, so I need to get a tablecloth. Right, why does fear exist? Let's see what the cards have to say about that. Put that there for now. Okay, Prince of Wands, the Ten of Discs, and the Prince of Cups. Okay, so we've got two Prince cards. That's quite interesting, isn't it? And the Ten of Discs. So we've got two Prince cards on either side of the Ten of Discs. Now, I think of the Ten of Discs as being like the legacy card passed down from parent to child, from one generation to the other. So that suggests to me that there might be a certain kind of it might be inherited in some way. Fears can be inherited from our parents. Um, Maybe not like, through blood, like actual biologically, but just through seeing patterns in their behavior. So like my best friend is terrified of spiders, um, and but she's making a conscious effort not to display that in front of my niece because she doesn't want my niece to have that fear of spiders just for the sake of it, you know. It would be different if you lived somewhere like Australia when you need to kind of teach kids to be wary of spiders. But obviously we're in Scotland, we don't have any venomous spiders. Um, I definitely feel as though it's saying is that there's a certain aspect of it that's inherited. Um, See how we've got fire and yeah, as it's wands and cups. So we've got fire and water on the other side. So I mean I don't know like is that kind of a so why does fear exist? So it's can be inherited, but also like is it to kind of so to me these are like two opposite extremes. This is like, the kind of a adventure, like warrior, I'm coming to get you type thing, whereas this is a lot softer. It's the kind of a more emotional kind. And I'm like, does it exist to kind of you know, keep us at a healthy place on that spectrum from kind of a rushing in and getting your hands dirty to I mean, this guy seems to be flying on an eagle, so he's completely removed from the situation, whereas our Prince of Wands is right in there, he's getting in, getting his hands dirty and getting stuck in and about it. So it's to keep us somewhere on that spectrum that's appropriate to the situation, maybe. Um, I don't know, but it's very kind of a action-based cards, the bookends, the 2 princes. To me, the princes are all based around, like, kind of a action and, it's like demonstrating the power of the suit. So both are very kind of action-based. So, I don't know how would we read that in terms of what fear is. Um, I suppose, we demonstrate our fears through, kind of actions and, they're maybe conquered and or reinforced through different actions that we might take, you know? And some fears, I suppose, can be conquered by adopting the approach of the Prince of Wands, as in just get in there and, you know, um, expose yourself to it. Whereas some need a softer approach. Some you need to kind of take it step by step, um, and I suppose there's some fears that are simply there just because, like Hen says, it's to keep us safe. It's our it's a biological thing. It's our body telling us, like be careful. It's your body's way of kind of or your subconscious's way of keeping you away from something that's not safe for you. Um, I think the issue that we sometimes have is like sometimes we get like irrational fears, so um fears fears of things that aren't bad for us. And I suppose it's just differentiating between the two and trying to um try to get so like I've got a fear of heights, um, but that's obviously because I don't want to fall down and break my neck. Um, but yeah, anyway, yapping away and so yeah, hopefully that kind of answered your question a wee bit, Robin, in some way. Then it's there. So going to look and see if there's any more questions. So we're talking about the ear thing. Yeah, that was the last kind of a comment that I looked at. So John says, "Oh yeah, I love the look of 3 to 5 edge colours shuffled together. Um, I can't use them as I had ear problems as a child, weakness in my eardrum, so not recommended. But I have some for my husband. He's not used them yet. We wouldn't be here without fear," says Simon. That's true. Ooh, that rhymes. That's a perfect card draw for this question. Orla says, was just thinking the same, Jen. Are the prince's pages? No, the princes are knights. Princesses are the kind of page equivalents, Robin. Survival instincts combined with necessary emotional component to keep the family line alive. Yeah. It's on the news that bounties are being dropped from celebration tubs. It's outrageous. Do you know, people were going on about that in my work today. I do like a bounty, but I don't really mind. There's nicer celebrations than the bounties. Maybe there are different reasons for each fear. Different reasons for fear for each of us. Yeah. I can see fear as self-preservation, but then there are unnatural fears like pain or the unknown. Unnatural fears. I would say pain is a pretty normal fear to have. Fear of pain. No. Um, I would have thought Bounty was popular. Yeah, people seem to be up in arms about it. Um, what is it they say? Fools rush in where angels fear to tread. Got a follow-up question too from another video. Why does love exist? Why does love exist? Let's see what the cards have to say about that one then. Why does love exist? Why does love exist then? Simon says I have to turn in now, Chris. Thanks for the live and night night all. Just saw that on the other screen there. Night night, Simon. Have a good sleep. King of discs, six of discs, six. Do you know that's really funny because we've got two six cards, and obviously that relates to the lovers. Um, that's quite weird, isn't it? I mean, you saw me. I took them at random. Like it's not like I've not shuffled them right or anything. Well, even like two sixes and two princes wouldn't show that I hadn't shuffled them right. Um, so king of discs, six of discs, and the six of cups. So I feel as though for me, what this is saying is that there's a physical aspect to it, and there's also an emotional aspect to it. So we are both physical and emotional beings, or physical and spiritual, or physical and psychological. You know, there's a kind of a touchy feely like physical part to us, but there's also this kind of ethereal, emotional, like mental, spiritual. We're all of these things put together. Um, and I feel as though love, what this is saying is that it focuses on the kind of the earth and the water, the physical and the emotional. So love is there to bind us together emotionally, um, but also physically as well, because in terms of when we go back to kind of our times of old, um, when we were still walking on four legs and stuff, the reason that we form these connections, these emotional connections, is because we're safer in community. It's to keep us together, it's to keep us in groups, we're safer, we survive better, all of that kind of a thing. So that's maybe where we've got the emotional harmony, but also the kind of a physical harmony as well coming into it. And then you've got your King of Discs, which is kind of just kind of a rehashes the message of the six. It's like it's that kind of a like bigger picture, keeping the kingdom safe type thing. So there's a safety and a kind of a very physical aspect to it, but there's also the emotional aspect as well. So I think we need love, uh, both in a physical sense and in an emotional sense. Um, so I think that's why it exists. It's to harmonise, it's to bind us, to bring us together, and to keep us safe and sane. Because we need connections in order to. Um, we're social creatures. We need connections in order to function. Some more than others, admittedly. But I think we all kind of need some kind of love in our life. Um, Laurie says, "Can I get a general reading for November?" You absolutely can. No bother at all. So thanks very much for that, Robin. I hope that kind of helped in some way. Oops. Yeah, general reading for November. I'm going to zoom out a wee bit. Okay. So, sorry, talk amongst yourselves. Don't mind me. This card there jumped out as well. Okay, So this is good. I'm going to do a few more cards than normal in this, but we'll make it a quick reading still. So I've got the Four of Swords crossed by the Prince of Swords. Above, I've got the Prince of that. We seem to be getting a lot of, you know, synchronicities here, don't we? Just going to take your question off there just now, Laurie, so as that I can fit the cards into the picture, kind of. Six of Wands below, Strength is behind, and the Ten of Cups. Okay. Okay. Um, right. I think that you're going to have. There's lots to do in the month of November because you've got. Um, it's actually quite. So you've got the Four of Swords. Now, I don't know if that's saying that you're kind of in rest mode or you need to be in rest mode, maybe. But there's a kind of a certain, you know, like it feels as though you're going to be in a place where you're not feeling as productive. You're slowing down or you're taking a bit of a break. But what's crossing that, what's happening around about you is the Prince of Swords. And above, for your kind of a main focus, your aims and stuff, you've got the Prince of Discs. So the fact that you've got two princes around about you when you are kind of in this rest mode suggests that whilst you are taking a rest, the rest of the world is continuing to move at pace around about you. And it's almost like you're trying to keep up with all of that that's happening whilst giving yourself the time and the space that you need in order to rest or to heal or whatever it is that that four might be referring to. The what's below to me is like it's the elephant in the room, or it's the thing that's happening that we're not really thinking of. The Six of Wands suggests that there's some sort of maybe sense of accomplishment, some sort of achievement. Um, we do have someone on a horse, just along with um, these two princes. I think maybe what this could be saying is that the reason that things are happening all around about you and the reason we've got all this prince or knight energy is because of your own achievements. I feel as though you've maybe done quite well recently in the past, and in the past we do see the strength card. So that could be a bit, you've come through a period where you've gained a bit of confidence. There's maybe been certain kind of a victories, or you've done well in something. But that just seems to have upped the pace. And where you're maybe in a headspace where you're like, right, I want to kind of chill out a wee bit and spend time with my family. I feel as though, the demand on you just seems to be a bit more it seems to be a bit more energetic than what you perhaps would like. Um, and like I said, in the future card there, we've got the Ten of Cups card, which again is kind of a ties in nicely with the Four of Swords. To me, it's a bit of a rest, a bit of a step back. It's about enjoying the things that matter most in life. So that does seem to be kind of a coming for you, and that seems to be the kind of the concluding thoughts for November for you. Um, but I think it's just about to me, your job for November, I guess, is dealing with all the kind of all this stuff that's happening, all the kind of a fiery night energy, but at the same time, giving yourself the pat in the back, the rest, the well deserved rest that you need, and that you deserve. I did have another card that flipped out. It was the Ace of Discs. So through all of that, there is a new opportunity somewhere along the way. And maybe that's been created through through this kind of a recent victory that you've had through this recent kind of a display of strength. It's opened up this potential for something new. Um, and maybe I always say with the Ace of Discs, you need to remember this is a seed that needs nourished and watered and fed, and you need to work at it in order to make something of it. It's not automatically going to be guaranteed that this doesn't guarantee success. This is like the very beginning, the building blocks in order to make it. Um, so this does say, this does require work, and I'm wondering if that's maybe a wee bit of what we're seeing here. But just bear that in mind. There's definitely opportunity for something. something somewhere in all of this to be um to be greater for you, to come, to really to come to something and to build into something bigger. Um, what else do we see? Just thinking if we see anything else now. This I feel really kind of a this makes me feel warm inside. This kind of a strength card. Um, this and this kind of a bottom card. This six of wands card. Um, So I don't know whether that resonates with you, if there has been, like, kind of a just coming into November, if there's some sort of victory or some sort of achievement or validation or something like that, something that's made you feel good about yourself. Because with strength linked to, like Leo, it's all about self-confidence and, identity and all that kind of a thing. So I feel as though you're coming into November with this kind of a this real positive feel about yourself, Laurie. And I really hope that that does resonate. I'm just not sure whether you're going to get the the rest that you wanted. Um, but yeah, okay. So you can let me know how you feel about that, Laurie, whether that resonates or whether it's helpful or what. But yeah, thank you very much for your question. Uh, Jen says pain keeps us safe too, Robin. But yeah, some fear that results in anxiety is rational and logical, but it's more about a learned behavior and brain wiring. Um, Fear might protect us, but it also hinders us from reaching for our dreams. Sometimes, yeah. It feels like knowledge erases fear generally. See, that can be true, but some fears are completely irrational. Some fears are, you know, like there's no amount of knowledge that can qualm them. Um, so like I'm trying to think of an example without betraying confidences. Um, so I've got a friend who, well, they when they go out, they worry that they've like left the oven on or left the door open. So what they would do is they would kind of take a picture of the oven being off before they go out and take a picture of them locking the door so that they know that it's done. But what they found is that sometimes even having that picture doesn't help. They still fear, they still worry, they're still anxious that they've done something, they've left something on or something like that. So even though there's proof, there's absolute knowledge there that they've done it, it doesn't always get rid of the fear, and that's because fears aren't always they're not always rational. Lots of times they're not. Um, so I think I'm probably right I think I'm right in saying that um, knowledge doesn't always erase fear. Be nice if it did. I think you know life and all of our mental health probably would be a lot better in general if it did. But yeah, Beth from Aspasia Rising says, popping in to say hi. I thought love was the only thing that mattered, but that's just me. Um, excuse me, sorry. Coffee. Six also is in the middle of the tree of life. Yeah, Tiferet. Um, Tiferet, however you pronounce it. Doesn't six represent beauty? Yeah, That's absolutely right, and it's the one in the centre of the tree of life that touches most of the other Sphirot than any other. That's interesting, Chris. Both fear and love contribute towards security and survival. I wonder what Darwin said about love, says Beth. Both sixes are people giving of themselves to others, physically and emotionally. Naomi, great catching up off the bed. See you later. Good night, Naomi. Have a good sleep. And then Laurie says, "Thank you very much. I have a lot going on in November. I hope to have the strength to do it all." Oh, that's good. I'm glad. Jonathan would also love a general for November. Oh, let's do a wee riffle shuffle. I think there's a card that flipped over there when I was shuffling. Yeah, a couple of cards. Two of cups, six of discs. Cheeky. Two of cups, six of discs. You get is someone got a birthday in November, Jonathan? Sixes and twos. Okay. Okay, dokes. Death, six of swords, another six. Um, Ace of cups above, nine of cups below, two of wands, four of discs. Right. So there's a big change for you happening in November, Jonathan, from what I can see, and it seems to there may be travel involved. Changing your location. There's definitely a change in your kind of a your there's a psychological change for you. There's a kind of a change emotionally and psychologically. Now, whether that amounts to a physical change as well, some sort of journey, that's been made, some sort of change in location, or whether it is just kind of a, changing your mindset, changing your outlook on something, changing the way you're looking at something, getting some sort of psychological harmony, you know, just feeling a bit better about yourself in general, feeling a bit better in yourself. Um, there's work being done in order to achieve that, and that could be through, removing yourself from a certain situation physically, or it could be about removing yourself more emotionally, creating a wee bit of emotional distance. Um, what you're focused on is the Ace of Cups, so this could be like your relationship, um, your loved ones, self-care as well, self-love as well. For me, the Ace of Cups is quite often about self-love. It's the most basic um, emotional energy, and to me, that's our connection to ourselves. So there's definitely I'm definitely getting kind of a self-care, self-healing kind of a vibes from this so far. Um, what's down below? You've got the Nine of Cups. Um, this could be something as simple as you that it might be. Can you know when I was cards were flipping over and I said, "Is there a birthday?" It might be that. So this is the wish card, yeah. So it could be that. So I know you're a Virgo, so your birthday was a wee while ago, Jonathan. Yeah. But maybe somebody got you like a trip away for your birthday or something, and now you're actually cashing it in and you're going on it. Maybe you're going away for Christmas. And that's the link to to this kind of a card. Um, but it doesn't feel negative. It feels like it comes from a positive place rather than a, I've had enough. I need the rest. It does feel like a, you know, like kind of a positive type thing, if that makes sense. Your two of wands in the past. Um, Sometimes I see the two of wands being about preparation. It's kind of a hard to get away from the. This definitely does have a. I say that as a Dragon Ball Z look about it. It feels quite aggressive just with the way that guy's looking, doesn't it? Um, and the Dominion is the classic keyword for the two of wands. Domination. It's that kind of a Mars and Aries. It's the very masculine energies that are kind of clashing with each other. Um, so I don't know. Maybe in the past there's been a bit of a clash that's kind of led to all of this. And four of discs coming up. So um, material security. Um, just it almost feels like you're kind of a just. It feels like we're doing all of this in order to, create a bit of stability for ourselves, whether that's emotional, kind of a mental stability, or, there could be a physical aspect to it as well, because they can all kind of interlink. Um, so yeah, quite a mixed bag, isn't it? I'm interested in whether you're going to come back to me and say, I've got a trip planned. Um, what do you think, Jonathan? Have you got any thoughts on this? Because you are death in this situation. This is you. This is the kind of the you card. So, if anything, I would say that you're the one that's kind of instigating this change. You know, this change that's happening. Um, no trip planned that I know of. No, right, okay. So maybe it is all very kind of a not physical. Maybe it's very kind of a emotional, psychological. The Six of Swords can sometimes be that just that spending time on yourself type card, which is what I was getting at with the Ace of Cups as well. Um, but it seems like there needs to be changes made in order to do that. There does need to be some sort of, I don't think that we can really get away from the kind of the dramatic kind of like connotations that death brings. Um, yeah. What else do I want to say about that? I don't want to kind of I do love how see the scythe is this kind of a red color and it ties in with the with the background and the two of wands card. So it almost feels like the stuff that's happening here in this two of wands situation, which again, like for me, two of wands for me is normally about creating that portal, building your portal, creating space for yourself in order to be creative. This could be that you then taking that creative energy and using it to do something, and I see that kind of a doing something as, you know, there's some sort of change that's happening, something that's happening with the Six of Swords here. Um, and you're doing it in order to create stability for yourself. Just to kind of secure what you've got and um, perhaps your kind of a frame of mind as well. Interesting. I'd be interested to know how these kind of play out. So at the end of November, let me know if anything made sense afterwards, if that makes sense. Spot on about the self-love and wanting to get better stability in my physical life. Starting to go to the gym after all. Start going to the gym after all. Right, okay, cool. Um, well, thank you for that. Thank you for your question. And like I say, report back at the end of November and let me know, let me know if it meant something, it meant something else. Alrighty, guys. I am going to love you and leave you. It's now after 11. So thanks very much for being here. Thank you for all the lovely chat and for keeping me company whilst I edged this lovely tarot deck. I'm quite pleased with this deck actually. I think it's turned out really nice and it seems like quite a good wee reader. So it does. Um, so yeah, let me know what you think. If you get it, let me know. Um, so let's see. It's making me think about the process of trying to figure out how to get my dark light runes to survive the overseas trip to the rest of the year. Oh, okay. Um, cool. Okay, dokes. Right. Take care, everyone. Have an amazing weekend. And yeah, I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.